Hey guys, we're back to TNT Card and Hobby. This is Save the Game Store. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to be going through this seminar with Black Oak Workshop. They're absolutely amazing. This is just one of their designs of their dice bags. They also have a ton of dice that they do on top of it. And they are the original Advent calendars. That's right, Advent-ure Calendars. So very sweet. Can't wait to go through that. But as always, we always have a list of events. That's right, it's on the other side of me. Really strange. Also, don't forget, we are doing that free movie this weekend. That's right, it is on a Sunday at 7 p.m. The 2nd at Broadway Theater here in Medford. We hope you all join. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But with that, we're going to get right into the show!
Walking by myself, I haven't seen nobody else. Somebody help me.
I'm Craig Zipsey. I'm the owner of Black Oak Workshop. We are a producer of thematic dice and dice bags and Advent-ure calendars, which are Advent calendars filled with dice. We are a small company out of North Georgia, family-owned company, and we've been in business for next year will be our 10th anniversary. I see several of our existing retailers here. I'm pointing at them. Where's Jasper? Jasper didn't come. Oh, I didn't hear about that. So our very first retailer over here, Card Hawkins. I see Noble Knight in the corner, and several of you who are already carrying our product.
Well, we are now.
Hey, fantastic. And how many of you came to us through ACD out of curiosity? Hey, that's really cool. Thanks for taking a chance on us there. We have many retailers that we just found organically at shows, etc. But yeah, we are a producer of thematic dice. Our dice are different. We're going to talk a little bit about those products today, our various product lines, a little bit about our creative process, so you'll see hopefully what makes us different. Yeah. So back in 2014 or 15, I decided I wanted to try and do something within this field. I had been a freelance artist in this industry for years. I published a game, I've done all kinds of stuff. But I wanted to try and make a living at it. So I decided, hey, I really love dice. I have a passion for dice. I've had it since I was a kid. Remember where I was when I got my first set to a company called Armory. Are there any old people here? Yeah, Armory. Yeah, you know Armory. I'm not saying you're.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, okay. So, but remember that first set of dice. I always had a passion for those. But I wanted to make something different. That wasn't just numerals. I wanted to stand out from the crowd. At that time, I could not afford to make a 7-dice set, as you may have heard, molds are kind of expensive. So, from the beginning, I wanted to focus on single dice and see what we could do artistically to make them unique. I remember seeing Plow, great guy. I had a long conversation with him at Gameday this year. And he did some interesting things back in the day. But I knew that we could do something that was cool. Every one of the products that we release, we try and tap into something that's cool, that's exciting, and let's try to be different. So this was from 2014. I think I was at a work meeting on a conference call, and I didn't want to be there. Anyway, this was, as a project manager, sometimes you can get the project meeting going, let all them argue, then it's like, cool, dude. Then you can drink your coffee and draw pictures. So this was the Bullseye Arrow D6 that had some Robin Hood inspiration. And this product, this sketch, is how you will see, or how you should think of most of our products that I'll be showing you. They start like this. They start as an idea of a way to express something cool on the surface of a die, and how we can capture that. Because who doesn't like Robin Hood, right? We all love Robin Hood, right? So, it's just a formula that we use. You can see this is 2015. This is my youngest daughter, Ashlyn, who's helping me fulfill our very first Kickstarter for the Bullseye-ure D6. We made this in conjunction with Q Workshop. We've since moved away from Q Workshop and we're manufacturing elsewhere now. But this is how we started. And we've since run 30 successful Kickstarts. We haven't had any fail yet, knock on wood. We fulfilled all of those. And yeah, so these single dice where we started at, over time I began to really enjoy and feel challenged by the creative process behind using that surface and still being able to convey something cool, something that would make people stop at our booth. Oh, there he is. I called you out earlier, sir. Yeah, so that would make people stop and say, hey, what's that? You know, I was just talking to Chessex. I love Chessex. I roll Chessex in a company called Die-Hard. But I love their dice. So I'm a fan of all the dice that are out there. But I wanted to do something that was more than just being pretty. And frankly, I didn't understand the technical aspects of the manufacturing of dice enough to innovate in the materials aspect of dice. So I really focused on this, and this over the last 9 or 10 years has really led to some interesting ideas, some cool stuff. These are some of our better selling singles. That one on the bottom in the middle is our top selling single. Now, I want to be clear, ACD isn't carrying these, our singles at this time. They've chosen to focus on our polyhedral bags, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a history of this company. And some of these dice that you see here have actually graduated in full sets based on the sales that we were getting from them. You'll see some of these in just a couple minutes. But these are some of our polyhedral sets. You see this is our new packaging. It's our D20 clamshell. I think some of you here in this room who came to us early may have some of our polybag sets. It's the same sets that came with polybag with the header card. We've since moved away from that, and we've offered to replace all that stock with ACD with our new clamshell because it is extremely popular with retailers. I think there's not really enough according to ACD to warrant that, but if any of you out there have the old style bags, just email me and I'll be more than happy to replace those for you. We'll do some kind of exchange because this packaging really moves these dice. So you see here on the left, these are our kitty clacks, 2 of them, and our dragons, which was one of the very first polyhedral sets that we did. It's kind of a foundational product for us. We have 16 color variations on the dragons and I think 14 on the kitty clacks right now. We'll talk about some new ones that we have coming. But this is the clamshell. This, I wanted to just show this slide and let you know, we listen to our retailers. This clamshell, anybody here know Rhonda Becker by chance? Yeah, some of you may know Rhonda. Yeah, she knows me. And she, I would always want to get in her store and she said, Craig, I love you, you're great. I really like your dice. She said, but your packaging sucks. And she said, we got to talk about that. And man, I was so red-faced. I still get embarrassed thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, why don't I really think about packaging? So I went home, that was Origins last year. By November, I had brand new packaging. I was motivated. And she immediately picked up my product. It's moving well for her. But this is our D20 clamshell. This is our first iteration. I want you to know that this clamshell will be getting superseded maybe in 2025. It's about money, so I'm working. But this clamshell will be getting replaced over time with one that can actually stand up as well. So you can look from that. We've been hearing a lot of retailers that say, hey, it's great, this is cool. Our customers love it, they love this packaging. It speaks to them, but we really need the option to be able to stand that up somewhere should we want to. So look for that, okay, that's coming. Just want to let you know that. We're listening to you, that's the key thing. And by the way, these 2 cards that you see up here, this packaging has been great because it allows us to, again, go back to where we're trying to be creatively, to convey what the inspiration was behind that specific product visually to your customers. So when they see this packaging up on the shelves, they're actually seeing the idea in addition to the dice. And I feel like it's done very well. So here you actually see several of the cards that we're using. That gelatinous cube D6 that you saw, You'll actually see the sets in a couple of slides, but this is the card that goes with it. Each one of the kitty clacks has its own personality that we use on the Kickstarter. We're finding that some customers actually are trying to collect the cards, which I did not anticipate and which is really cool. So they want to kind of get all the little cards, because when you pop open the packaging, it's right there, right? And they like those cat personalities, which is really neat. So this is Magic. It was named after one of my cats. That's Tom over there, but our Dragon line, our Eye of Horus set. But here I'll show you some of our sets. So this is the Black Death, another early line for us. We have 6 color variations. I think ACD is carrying 4 right now, although they're picking up a 5th, the actual original Black Death, which was sold out when they came to us. Very popular product. It's just jet black with white ink, but something about skulls speaks to people. So this is our Black Death line. You see the 2 ideas we had creatively. Behind those, these are 2 of our dragon sets, 2 of our most popular dragon sets. Sea and Red. Here are a couple of there's Tom that you see, and of course Cheshire. Cheshire is a big seller. I can't say enough about the kitty clack. So if you're even thinking about taking a chance on Black Oak, while we will talk about dice bags, and that's why ACD came to us, you're really going to want to look at these kitty clacks, because I promise you, there's such excellent crossover between us. I assume this is my people here, who are all gamers or geeks in some capacity, and cats. As it turns out, these 2 things pair well together. Although there's some passionate dog people out there who are still pissed that I haven't done dogs, but give that some time. Here we see where we've sort of branch out just from it. Instead of just full lines of products, like say the Black Death, the Dragons, and Kitty Clacks, we're exploring singular themes. So you'll see these colors represented in just one color or one format. We may do the tentacles that sold so well in an alternate color scheme. A lot of people want purple tentacles, so we may do that. But typically, with these, we're just sticking with a single color and a single idea, and we're finding people are really, really liking that. So our kitty clacks are our #1 selling polyhedral line, but I think that's actually changing as of first quarter this year. Some of these standalone sets have been extremely popular. Gelatinous Cube, which is a glow-in-the-dark set, is moving very, very well for us. We've got 2 new standalone themes, potentially 3 coming later this year. We have a Knight set. If anybody see that Knight die back early on with the swords, super popular die. That was a full set that we put in one of our calendars, which we're about to talk about in a moment. But it was just so popular. Same thing with this tentacle set, by the way, that we decided to release them as standalone sets in a different color factor, a different color scheme. But you'll see a Knight set and a Pirate set coming later this year, with of course their own little cool cards with their own unique art. Excuse me. And also in addition to that, we have 3 new kitty clacks coming later this year. They're going to be Halloween themed. Doesn't mean they're only going to sell at Halloween. We're just releasing them at that time. And the color schemes and of course the artwork will match that. We're going to have Salem. You know where I'm about to go. So we're going to have Salem. We're going to have another one which I'm blanking on right now. Hazel, which I'm most excited about. And the ultimate in the cheese factor of Lucifer. So we're going to have Lucifer, right? And come on, man. So this will go over so well with a teenage daughter. They can, so, but look for those 3 which will be coming, which hopefully will have in time for you to receive, to be in that mindset with your customers. But again, while they are kind of inspired by the season, I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to restrict the sales on those to the season. The dice are going to be beautiful. So, working in these sets, we grew from the singles, we grew into the sets, and then from the sets, I spent a lot of time working on sketching out ideas and working on those digitally and trying to turn them into something cool, as we've discussed. But I kept finding that, I can come with this cool tentacle set. That's awesome. But then as part of that, I'm working on it, and I'm like, well, this kind of looks like Cthulhu. Well, that's a whole nother set. This could be cool,
Speaking up, just
Oh.
this room back here, we can't hear how.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I'll start over. No, no, but yeah, okay, maybe that's better. Is that better?
Yes.
If I see anybody do this, I'll know to back up a little bit. Okay, so, but I was feeling that I was tapping into a lot of cool ideas creatively, but I didn't have the money to make all the ideas that I wanted to as singular sets. So that graduated into an idea to bundle these thematic concepts into one package. And just selling somebody a bag of dice, well, that sounds great if they would buy it. I knew it wasn't going to work. And then, I'm a huge fan of Christmas. Not everybody is, but I am. And that idea turned into Dice Advent-ure Calendars, where we could express several related thematic ideas in one product. We did this in 2019. This is a Holiday Tavern. It was our first one. It funded and completely sold out because I'd already initiated production in about 6 hours. And I was like, holy crap, we hit on to something here. So these dice counters, again, will have multiple sets. And if you think about it, on a 24-chamber traditional calendar, that's 3 7-dice sets. And then you'll have additional chambers. And in those, we were designing dice that still went with the theme, but they were standalone dice. So I was able to leverage my excitement behind designing single dice to produce some kind of cool die that still fit in with what we were trying to convey inside the calendar. It's worked out extremely well for us. So this was our first one. It was successful. Immediately on the next year, we did what I wanted to do in the beginning, but I was a little bit too chicken. We started doing Halloween calendars. 31 chamber calendar, which took us to 4 sets and really allowed us to tap into some cool stuff. People love Halloween. And again, those remaining chambers that you would find in the calendars, we were putting in some neat, cool singles, which you'll see some of. I want to go back real quick to 2019. So a lot of you are probably just hearing a Black Oak Workshop, but I want to take a moment and stand up for our company a little bit here, because a lot of our competitors, who are friends of mine, okay, have leveraged this idea, and most of them being friends, they came to me and said, hey, Greg, I love you, dude, but we're going to do that too. And they're doing it in distribution. They're doing it cheaper than we can do it because of what they're putting in their counters as opposed to us. If you can think about all these cool ideas, they're expensive to produce, but they're giving your customers and our customers something extremely unique. Our focus is not on making 1 million calendars. It's on making a unique calendar that your customers are going to want, and they're going to get something cool out of it. So, anyways, I just want to, you may have seen those other calendars, but we did it first. So, yeah, Halloween. Halloween themes have done very well for us. So each year we're doing 3 new calendars. We're doing one for Christmas. We're doing one for Halloween. And we're leveraging just some kind of cool theme that isn't necessarily holiday themed, because not everybody likes Christmas, right? And maybe not everybody's counting down to that. Maybe they're counting down to their birthday, or their wedding, or they just want some dice, right? So you see our new lineup for this year. You can see we're on our 16th calendar now, which is really exciting. And this is Kaiju Christmas. So we normally hit traditional Christmas. I'm a big traditional fan of Christmas. I love Santa Claus, okay? He's real. We can debate it, but he's a dude. I know him. But we decided to go outside the lines a little bit this year and try something cool. We had a great response to this. I'm not going to cover, I'm going to stop. I'm going to cover the blurb again. So this is on the left, Mega Claw. I'm going to lean in versus Mecha Claus. Hopefully my daughter can hear that at home, and she's going to roll her eyes. So great, beautiful sets that are coming in here. We have Dracula's Castle, which we think is going to be fantastic. I didn't touch on it when we were looking at Witch's Brew earlier, but each one of the sets in these 2 Halloween calendars play a role in the story. So if anybody's really familiar with Dracula, there's about 1 billion different ways to interpret him, okay? But I'm going with the one where I was about to say Santa Claus, where Santa Claus has 4 forms that he can take. Where Dracula can take 4 forms. So he can be a bat, he can be a wolf, he can go into a mist form, or he can just be a blood-sucking jerk. Each one of the sets represents one of those forms. Okay, and then in addition to that, we have some really cool dice. If you were able to come by my booth, you may have seen some of those. We just got the prototypes in last month or last week, and I was very excited to have them here. So I hope you got to see some of those. They're gorgeous. And then we have our non-holiday associated calendar, which is Arcade Adventure. So this goes right back to 1983, it says on the back, which is when I was really in my arcade phase. And we have a fictional game called Wizards and Warlocks. And Wizards and Warlocks, I don't have the back here to show you, unfortunately, and I don't have it here. So, but Wizards and Warlocks, the back folds down, and it looks like an arcade game console. So you've got the joysticks and whatnot. Yeah.
You got 5.
Yeah. Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's gonna get fast, folks. So, yeah, and that's Black Oak Workshop. Okay, so in addition to our counters, and thank you for that, you see Dracula's Castle here. This is the back that folds down. It'll stand up on your table. Really gives you a cool experience over the month that you're opening it. Here you see some of the polyhedral sets that are in those calendars. You see Midnight over here on the right from Witch's Brew. That's actually was called Cat's Grace. It was a potion that the witch brewed. In the middle, from this calendar that you see here, this is Uncharted Space. And that set is inside. That's our Galaxy set. It's a very beautiful set. And then you see some of those thematic singles, which I was talking about, where we're exploring new shapes, new ideas. We find that we can really push that envelope on D2s, which you're like, who the hell needs a D2? But I would counter that with, who doesn't need a Battle Axe D2? That came from Lost Caverns, Advent-ure Calendar 11, which is still available on ACD right now. Once a production run is done for calendars, that's it, they're gone. We don't reproduce them. It's led to some collectability with these calendars, and some of the earlier ones are kind of hard to find now. So dice bags, this is why ACD actually picked us up. Tamara, everybody know Tamara? She was an advocate for ACD picking this up. We have a bunch of dice bags. It's our #1 product with retailers. The price point is good. The designs are broad. You can choose what's going to work in your market or in your store. The quality is good. You'll see the packaging here. It's going to come in a poly bag with a header card. We have over 100 designs. ACD is not carrying all those right now, but I'm working on that. You see 6 of them here. These are all good selling bags. All the bags that they picked up are good sellers. But you'll have options out there to see what works for you and what you'd like to carry. These 8 are brand new with ACD. We just added these in. I just shipped them all to them last week. That Death's Head Moth down there on the bottom is really popular, as well as Honeybee. And up on the top left is Morpho. And I don't see the retailer who I referred to that bag as Mofo yesterday. It's not Mofo, it's Morpho. Sorry about that. That was an interesting situation. But so this is Black Oak Workshop. That's probably a lighter version of myself. My daughter, who's so much earlier, my fiance Carolyn. We do most everything. So, and this is one of our treasure chests that carries our singles. But any questions?
What's the MSRP on the calendar?
Depends on the size. The smaller 24 chamber, I'm going to qualify that real quick. All the calendars have 3 to 5 more dice in them than the number of chambers. We always over produce on the singles to give a cool kind of surprise. So just know that, by the way. But the smaller ones are 65, the larger Halloween calendar is 75. We may have to look at that next year. We're running into some issues with costs. But we'll look at that. We're trying to keep that cost suppressed because our competitors, they're filling them with back stock and bulk sets, and it's hard, right? But we're going to try and keep that cost down, just so you know. But right now, that's what the retail is. Anyone else? Yes.
What's the price range on your dice bag?
All the bags MSRP at 18. I had a retailer here this weekend pushing me to take that to 20. He's like, I'm selling for 20 all the time. He's like, Craig, take it to 20 and put that extra buck in your pocket or whatnot. But yeah, they're 18, and the poly sets are 15. Any other question? Come on, you got to hear the price.
It's Friday morning, Craig. They're tired. Give them a break.
Okay.
Walking by myself, I haven't seen nobody else. Somebody help me. Living on my own, I never felt so alone in an empty street. When the sky
I'm on Mystery Science Theater with water bottle is going to jerk my presentation. And I also have some breath mints in this dice bag. The mints bag, apparently.
These days I feel like someone else. Don't check the mirror. And my hair is so straight, even my clothes are driving gray. Tell me, who is she? Oh, I've been making friends, talk to anyone who'll lend me their ear. And I'm so tired of the news. It's so constant and so cruel. Give me a movie star. When this is over, meet me at our old spot. Dressing up to the nines and the tens and the elevens. Turn up the music and I am in heaven. Going out, out. Please don't show me up 'cause I've been down so long. Going out, out. We can't get enough, yeah, we don't turn it off. Going out, out. Don't keep me waiting. Out, out. Under the lights. Out, out. Anticipating. Out, out. Wondering what it'll be like tonight. Dressing up to the nines and the tens and the elevens. Turn up the music and I am in heaven. Going out, out. Please don't show me up 'cause I've been down so long. Going out, out. We can't get enough, yeah, we don't turn it off. Going out, out. Don't keep me waiting. Out, out. Under the lights. Out, out. Anticipating. Out, out. Wondering what it'll be like tonight.
Actually, let's not wear a coat. Let's play a pound for the coat. Yeah. Alright, see you then.